When Kendrick Lamar and Drake were in the middle of throwing some of the most personal, scathing, and impactful diss tracks that rap has seen in a very long time. One of the narratives that a lot of rap fans were running around saying that was because of the way this beef twisted into something that beyond lyrical sparring became so personal and even career damaging, was that J. Cole is the real winner of this beef because he got away from everything. And while it may be true that Cole walked out of this feud better than Drake did, as he has far less negative attention coming to him and he didn't get made out to be an absolute clown, Cole is still at a crossroads in his career, as the guy who has always been seen as one of the most unproblematic people in rap is now being challenged with coming back from this absolutely insane moment in hip hop where, whether he likes it or not, because of his choice to back down and the way the entire beef turned out, while Cole's career may not be in trouble like Drake's is, he still has to reshape everything around his career right now. And while some people thought that Cole would be able to just never acknowledge this beef and go back to what he has always done, as his first track since this feud released right on the same day as Drake's with his brand new collab with Cash Cobain Grippy, what we have seen is that whether you like it or not, J. Cole is facing a much bigger problem than any of us could have thought. So with this track Grippy, this is the first new music that J. Cole has been a part of since Might Delete later released during the beef, and his verse on Red Leather appeared on Future and Metro Boomin's second album this year, We Still Don't Trust You, and with this new cut. First off, I want to salute Cash Cobain for the run he is having, from having it be leaked that he ghost wrote and did reference tracks for Drake's songs on For All the Dogs, to hopping on a track with Don Toliver and Charlie Wilson with the cut Attitude. This guy is having one of the most exciting runs in rap recently, but with his new collab with Cole, despite it being a massive career moment for him as he has somebody as big as Cole on this track. Overall, when we look at what this cut is doing for the entirety of the hip-hop world, and most importantly right now, J. Cole, it's doing way more damage than anybody could have predicted, because on J. Cole's verse here, he delivers one of his strangest performances in years. Between the weird pocket Cole is rapping in that feels so artificial and off-brand because of the half-baked auto-tune, and the constant way he is trying to rhyme the last word or phrase back with the song title Grippy, which just feels so forced. After showing off that he is one of the best wordsmiths on the planet on Might Delete later, it was a shock to the entire world to witness Cole sound this terrible, as he raps about the cliche desires and experiences he wants to have with girls he's into, and while the delivery and subject matter on this track are awful enough, Cole makes things even worse as he drops some of the worst bars of his entire career like this. And with a performance this bad, that's following a time where everything Kendrick, Drake, and Cole have done is being looked at under a microscope. Just as Drake's verse on Sexy Red's You My Everything was made fun of just for validating everything Kendrick has dissed him about even more, and also just doing Metro Boomin's job of trolling Drake for him. This song is scaring people, as based on the timing and performance of when this verse was released, it looks like we're seeing a version of J. Cole that is trying to exist in an entirely different world and pocket than anyone where he can make Kendrick think that even in the slightest, he is trying to come at him again. And because of this, Cole isn't just giving us music that's off-brand for him and so shallow compared to the heights we know he can reach, but most crucially to this failure right now. The music isn't just limiting what he can do, but it's straight out bad, and any semblance of lyrical quality or even the charisma that Cole has donned over the past few years that has made him seem so confident and fearless is all gone. And no matter if Cole did this verse purposefully to get away from Kendrick's hardcore bars and all of the tension in rap right now, or he just ended up doing a feature that was way more lighthearted and it happened to come out at this point in time, regardless of his own intention, Cole has shown the culture that going forward with his career, he has hit a wall where if he goes back to rapping like he did on Might Delete later, the offseason, and through his features where he's throwing subliminals at everyone else, saying he can smoke any other rapper, and even went as far to compare himself to Muhammad Ali to really cement the fighter spirit that he was trying to embody for so long. After seeing how he backed out of the feud regardless of the circumstances, this lyrical style will not hit the same because Cole did not stand on it, and overall, it will just feel so performative. But even worse than this, as it looks like the Kendrick and Drake beef will at least be over for a while. Who knows if this could reignite something between Kendrick and Cole, and while if they sparred lyrically and just kept it to bars, it could be fun and really good for the entirety of hip-hop culture. Based on the nature of everything in rap right now, I don't think that this could happen as a whole, so with Cole no longer being able to rap the way he used to, he is now being forced to evolve his artistry, and just like we saw with this new track Grippy, J. Cole is not as versatile as some other artists may be and can't step into these newer styles without looking like he has absolutely no idea what is going on. And by trying out things like this, He also just makes himself look like a weaker writer than people were saying he was just a few months ago. And because of horrible bars like this, it's only further leading people to think that Kendrick Lamar got to him in a way that broke his artistry down and is now going to make him go in these strange directions. So overall, J. Cole is in this place very similar to Drake, where if he goes back to his old stuff, it'll backfire because he will look pathetic and nobody will even be able to enjoy it the same, and if he tries to go in a new direction creatively, he will be made fun of for letting Kendrick flip his world upside down and forcing him to change lanes. So overall, J. Cole is in a state of limbo where right now, no matter what he does, he will get backlash for it, but unlike Drake, J. Cole is not stuck here at all, and matter of fact, even with this hard obstacle that he has to overcome due to the aftermath of the beef, I think he can move past all of this quite easily. Now, the one power that J. Cole has that Drake will never is something that can always help a rapper move past any sort of career trouble: a conscience. Where Drake always just lets any event that didn't go in his favor make him more emotional and therefore more petty, Cole has the ability to use everything that's went down in the rap game and internalize it, and not just give us a new perspective about these crazy times we have lived through in hip-hop, but also his new perspective on himself. Whether this is telling us the full truth, which may include that Kendrick's close collaborator and former label mate in Schoolboy Q advised him to get out of this beef before things were about to get bad, or it's Cole explaining to us how he tried to celebrate this generation by getting Kendrick, him, and Drake together on first-person shooter and then feeling guilty for accidentally leaving the rap game in a state where the biggest artists are more divided than they have been in decades. Just from Cole's middle child perspective through this all and the way he has always silently been in the center of everything that went down, Cole can use his lyrical arsenal to, instead of just flexing how good of an MC he is, tell us this genre-shaping story from his perspective that as a result, would make us look at him in a different way than we have ever seen. Beyond just this, with Kanye West also recently dissing J. Cole on his Like That remix, Cole can also talk about this, which could also make room for some more interesting storytelling and just help flesh out the dynamics of what has been going on in this time in his career. And all in all, if Cole can show us what all of this has looked at from his eyes, and show us how it feels to have an entire genre crashing down on you, all of this could be the perfect material for an album like J. Cole's supposed final project In the Fall Off, as these ideas directly play into factors that destroy rap careers and could even make an MC walk away from it all entirely. So when you look at everything that's went down with Cole from this lens, it's easy to get excited for what he may have coming down the pipeline, because despite how much hate he is getting right now as this horrible Grippy track released, he can still walk out of this polarizing time in his career as the best version of himself that he ever has if he leans into what has always been one of the most powerful aspects of rap music when used right. So with all of that said, how do you feel about the current state of J. Cole's career, and where do you think he should go from here? Do you think he should lean back into what he was doing before this? Should he make songs with newer artists like Cash Cobain? Or should he take the route I suggested and use all of this to take a step back in his career and then push forward like we have never seen before? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see why Drake is now destroying his own career because he has straight out chosen the worst option to help his career after the Kendrick beef, check out the suggested video.